Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 comic books that I recently bought, and these comic books are iconic. They could potentially be foundational comic books, but one of them has a shot at 9.8, and that would be a pretty valuable book. Hopefully you guys are excited. Here we go. I will admit that not every single book that I'm going to show you is a foundational comic book. Foundational comic books is a term or a phrase that I came up with to identify comic books that are universally recognized, that will increase the overall value of your collection, that will increase the overall eye appeal of your collection. They're not dependent on movie spec or anything like that. It's just that these are forever keys. These books right here are iconic. You need to make sure that you educate yourself on these covers, on this specific artist, so that when you see them, or you may even have them, you'll know that these are valuable comic books. So if you're flipping through Batman and you see a Neal Adams, you'll know I need to pay more attention to this one. I need to be able to identify this book. Similar with Green Lantern. If you're flipping through Green Lantern comics and you get to around 76, you should probably start looking out for Neal Adams covers, because those have an increased value. They have an increased interest from the comic book community. So without further ado, that's kind of what this comic haul is. Foundational mixed in with iconic books that you need to know. The first book up is an iconic Batman issue. It's Batman issue number 241. It's a Neal Adams cover, and this is the first appearance of Colonel Sulphur. Not really familiar with that character, but regardless, this is a key because it is an iconic cover. Really happy to add this to the PC. Also, it's the first use of this trade dress, this Batman logo for the comic books. So really excited about that. Got this one at that auction. Got all of these at that auction. Didn't pay more than probably $10, $15 per comic. There is a little bit of rubbing on this, so I'm not sure if that's a printer error or if that was just being stored the way that it was, where ink kind of rubbed off on this comic book. My hope is that it's a printer error and not an issue with wear and tear or condition from storage. So I would grade this, with the unknown of that, at about a 5.5. Otherwise, it's an 8.0. But I'm discounting this comic book a little bit because I'm not sure what that is, if it's a printer error or if it's just wear and tear condition. With that being said, in about a 5.5, I would say that this is a $75 to $90 comic. And once again, I paid about $10 to $15 for this book. Another book that I've never owned before, but always wanted, and just dealers want so much for this comic book. It always commands a lot of attention. It always commands a high price tag. This is Batman number 222, and it's the famous Beatles cover by Neal Adams. This book, in this condition, which I would say it's probably a 7.0 to 7.5, is probably close to a $200 book. Now, prices on these are absolutely insane when you look at eBay sold prices. When you look at eBay sold prices, you can see lower grade copies selling from anywhere to $30, $40, but then you'll see a random 3.0 for $200. I don't know what's going on with the pricing or sales of this comic book. I know that it is expensive, and this is a very iconic Neal Adams cover with the Beatles depicted here. So it's another one to keep your eye out for this book when you're flipping through Batman issues around 200. You always want to look for those Neal Adams covers. This is another interesting comic book. This is Detective Comics number 411. This collector really collected in the right time. If you're going to collect Bronze Age, these were the right books to pick up. He was picking up all these iconic Neal Adams and key issues. So this is definitely a foundational comic book. You should know what this comic book is. You should know the significance of this comic book. I think most collectors do, but if you don't, here's your opportunity to learn what this book is and to keep your eye out for it. This is Detective Comics number 411. It's the first appearance of Talia al Ghul. What a great comic book, and such an important character, especially now being the mother of Damian Wayne, the fourth Robin. Once again, classic Neal Adams cover in this time frame. If you see this logo right here, check to see if it's a Neal Adams cover. Most likely it is. Such a great book. Once again, probably got this for about $10 to $15 at the auction, maybe less. This one's also tricky to price. Now know that there are some facsimiles done of this comic, so don't get fooled and don't click on the first one and buy it just because you think it's a good deal. It could be a facsimile. This one I would grade in the 7.0 to 7.5 range, maybe higher, maybe 8.0. I would say that this is a $200 to $250 book in this condition. Now, some copies on eBay recently have sold for around $160 to $170, but I think those are a little bit lower condition than this, so I'm going to upgrade this one in the value department to probably about that $200 to $250 price point because of the grade and the condition and the eye appeal of this book. So this is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul. What a great comic. This next one is just a crazy comic book. This is one that probably a lot of people know. It is a foundational comic book because it's so crazy. The 70s were nuts. This is from 1970. It's Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 106, where Lois, as the reporter in Her, wanted to find out what it was like to be a black woman for a day. It's known as the Curious Black issue. It always commands a lot of attention. It always commands a high price tag. And this is one that I've owned several times. I've also appreciated this comic book for just how strange it is, how weird it is. Like I said, it's from 1970. So once again, I probably paid anywhere from $5 to $10, maybe $15 at the most for this book. This should go for $80 to $100 in this condition. I would grade this. It is attached at both staples, but one of the staples, it looks like there was a little bit too much pressure on it to where the back of the cover is detaching from the staple. The front of the cover is still attached fully to this comic book. It's still 100% attached. I would grade this one at a 4.0 to 4.5. It looks pretty nice. There's a little wear up here in the corner that would lead me to believe that that would grade about a 4.0 to 4.5. The spine doesn't really have any huge ticks. Maybe there's one right here by Superman's forearm and then one below it. But other than that, pretty darn okay condition. Once again, Count Von Strange is going to beat me up about that, saying that it's pretty darn okay is not really a grade. It's a pretty nice copy, about a 4.0 to 4.5. I would value this at the $80 to $100 range. The last book up, I know the comic-holics, especially Wayne, is going to be really excited for this one. I think this one has a shot. I pressed this one. It didn't even need a press, to be honest, but I went ahead and pressed it, and it is a contender. This book is so nice. This is DC Comics Presents number 26. It's the first appearance of several of the new Teen Titans. This is the first appearance of Raven, Cyborg, and Starfire. Three incredibly important Teen Titans characters and long-lasting characters. This is such an important book. Some call it the Giant Size X-Men number 1 of DC Comics. I don't know if I'd go that far, but these are pretty important characters, especially Cyborg, in my opinion, is the greatest of the three. What an important character, what a long-lasting character Cyborg is. This is such a great book, and in this condition, I swear to you, I probably paid $10 to $15 for this book. This is in 9.6, which I think this is a 9.6 or better. I think this one has a shot. In 9.6, this just sold for $300. I do think that this one has a shot, and sometimes when I see them, I call them. I'll say this one has a shot at a 9.8. With that being said, I pressed it. I put it into Mylar. We will see if I submit it because I've got a couple books ahead of it. But if I do submit this one, I'm probably going to put it in the high value because I want it back quickly. And I think that it has a shot. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscription button. Hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. Give me a thumbs up if you can. I would love to see over 200 likes on this video. The last time we set a like goal of 200, you guys smashed it. It's well over 200 now. And if you guys could comment down below what you think of these comic books, I would really appreciate it. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. See ya, bye.